Minasan, Koreyoshi Tommy Des, aka Tommy Darkstar. Ah, this is it. I didn't think we'd actually, make it, or at least whatever. Fuck, I'm getting very sentimental. Metaphor ReFantazio. We are finally finishing it. For real this time. For real. God, I think this is the first time I've actually, like, made an epilogue stream to what I called my final stream. But god damn it, that Louis boss fight was a bitch. Oh man. Hey, it's not as annoying as a oh god. Hey, no. It's not as annoying as the Lucy boss fight in Vengeance. At least this one, not annoying, but it was decently challenging. Ah man, can't wait to go to New Game Plus actually. Cause there's a lot of stuff that I want to try. Fucking Coliseum, I never got to do that. Now that I know that it can grant you courage as well. Oh man, we could have literally grinded levels as well as courage for Alonzo rather than relying on the Gauntlet Runner. Would have also been a great way to pass the time. But yeah, finally we're ending it. So yeah, last episode we grinded the last section, the final dungeons, and we were strong enough to face Luis, and like I mentioned, it was a bitch. I lost once and I had to do both boss fights again. Jesus Christ. that was a brutal slugfest. But I actually managed to pull it off the second try. And now we're fast forwarding 1 year later apparently. Although you can't tell from the save state because it's literally just on December 35th, which is weird to look at because like I didn't know there's like 35 days in a month in Kingdom of Uchronia. But yeah, let's see what everybody's been up to over the past year. Gallica book. We don't have it anymore. Femboy Itzy. Hey, you've walked into a stream by Tommy Darkstar. How you doing? But kind of an awkward moment you stumbled upon because like I'm literally just playing the end game for Metaphor. So you're probably gonna be spoiled from a lot of plot points. Hope you don't mind. Yeah, let's talk to Hulkenberg.
Come now.
When you finish your business outside the palace, please promise you'll return to resume your duties, Sherman. If you take this as my pressuring you not to venture out, that's not it at all. Only that as captain of the Royal Guard, I must know your whereabouts at all. Wow, the formality. I'm an incubus. Yep. I can't really tell from my design. Like, I'd show you my full model, but I do not want to, invoke the wrath of Twitch. Yeah, I'm an incubus, basically. Sounding awfully formal there, Hulkenberg. Well, that is... Think of your station! How else would the Knights Captain address the land's king? To be overfamiliar would set a poor example. Imagine the scandalized faces of the rank and file guard.
Of course.
That said, not a day goes by that I don't reflect on our travels. Now, only a year passed. I owe regaining my pride as a knight to that journey. I was but a wanderer, searching in vain for the prince. For you I learned he yet lived. And in the end, it was your ascent to the throne I supported.
And so...
I never tire of the faces the younger guards make. Can I tell them of the time you acted as my witness to my duel? Managed to stumble across a succubus and an incubus. Wow. Hey, you might one of my kin. hope you enjoyed the experience. Rodon. That brings back memories. I mean, it's not that long ago. It's like only a few weeks ago in my time, but Yes, thanks to you, I was able to face him with my eyes forward and put my past behind me. I'm pleased to say the knights of today are nothing like what they were under Rodon's command. Soldiers take up their sword not for those in power, but for the people. As the champion of the people yourself, do all in our power to protect your.
Well,
Do not make it easy by sneaking out of the palace as you. I suspect the soldiers are getting used to your chaotic tendencies. We're literally just a chaotic little king. Wow. They know they protect not just a king, but a ruler who stands beside his people. Hears their voices in clarion truth. Not gonna be an innocent femboy. Aren't us femboys inherently not innocent though? Like, I mean, I'm not. I proudly champion that I'm a femboy.
this I vow.
I'll protect you with my life, as I have always endeavored to do, Your Majesty. Only let me stay by your side to do so.
What do you want to do?
Martira, we can go to Martira? Isn't this the guy that, like, we talked to before? Kirkman. Oh, yeah, I hear a mug I haven't forgotten. You're the king now, ain't you? First time I saw you as the night, was the night before the royal funeral, if I recall. No offense, but you didn't exactly look like a prince. Excuse me. I think you'd go on to take down the notorious Luis and seize the crown for yourself. I couldn't make up such a story if I tried. Speaking of wild stories, can't you do something about Sunshade Row? Well, you know the rep old Sunshade Row has. Poor, dirty, but people still struggle to put food on the table here. Have been for a long time. You're a good bloke, and I think you'll make a fine king, but don't think you can just spruce the place up a bit and that'll solve the problem. Doesn't mince words, but I'm glad he's being honest at least. Alright. Might as well check it out now that you mentioned it.
Peace.
Oh, that's the magic shop.
It's just too much.
You lived in the giant. Oh, it's him! It's the guy in the worm and the guy that collects. He's now in Grand Trap. Wow, I didn't know that. Quite right. And gold beetles from all over the kingdom as well. Insects are vital to understanding the essence of them. And here I thought their only use was disgusting Martyrian cuisine. What a find. Say, what would you say to lending your wisdom to my shop? We do business in the open now, thanks to the king. Oh, I'm gratified by the offer. Another supports my research. Okay. I guess she's found a mentor. Questionable, but hey, I'm not gonna say anything.
That's the way.
Alonso!
Pleasure to see you.
Hello, Your Majesty. It's only been a year since your coronation, but I see you've become quite apt at sneaking away from your palatial duty. Under constant fire from knaves of all trades, con artists, and critics alike, your opening act has been rather tumultuous. Oh, has it? I hadn't noticed. How kingly an answer. Never missing an opportunity to display how capable you are. Commendable. Besides, most of those agitators are the kind of scum that stirs the pot in hopes that they might benefit from the country's turmoil. Nothing I couldn't handle, of course. All in a day's work for the royal adjutant to the Citizens' Council. What now I have made, I should hope.
Hey.
I wonder if my mother would be the slightest bit proud to see who I've become. But I'm doing my damnedest to use my pounds for good, as I always should have. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yes.
I hope so. How's such a problem, child? I'd like to make this a country where honest folk like my mother can be happy.
Now that you mention it.
Ah, that reminds me. Do you remember Datram, my hometown's landowner? He told me to send you his regards. He since confessed to his crimes and is awaiting trial. You were the one who awakened his conscience. Makes sense, doesn't it? You've proven your ideals to be true. That's why the country is doing so well. Nothing more to it.
Thank you.
I'm hardly qualified to speak of pride, but if this country has one, it's you. And I'm proud to be among its people. Perhaps under your rule, the day will come that even we Nidia can walk about freely in our true forms. Please, I want to see your little chibi Shota form, Alonso. God dang it. Really? How the hell would you look? Like, do you keep the hair? Do you keep the hat? Is it like Hitman Reborn or something? I need to see it someday. God dang it, man. Please. Ah, you're curious what I look like in my true form. Oh, you heard what I said. I'd be happy to oblige, but let's save that for another time, should we? Is that a sequel hook? Please be a sequel hook. Oh, Izme! And Basilio! Oh, Basilio, I never got to finish your follower.
Yo.
Go on your rounds too, Your Majesty. Sure want to risk Hulkenberg's wrath? Well, I mean, I already met the girl. I need being captain of the Tradian Brigade, I tell you. What, me and some of Luis's old crew, we've been trying, but pieces of ways out.
Truth is,
Don't get me wrong, there's a lot less stealing and fighting these days, but it still happens. The other day, some rich blighter got attacked in the back streets. Haven't got the culprit yet, but my sources say it's a Parapus who was muttering some real nonsense.
apparently.
Rumor has it, the guy's got a grudge dating back to the Igniter experiment. Happened. Can't help but think... Anyway, all I'm trying to say is, we fought for peace, and we won. Dell would have given me an earful if I wasted this time by lazing around. And as captain of the brigade, I won't let nobody mess with our peace. Don't matter who. Aw, sweet. I'm sorry for not finishing your freaking follower, Basilio, man. I'm sorry. Asme, how you doing? God, that hat is so weird on him. Bruh. What the hell is that? I like the better word you don't have any hats. Well, I see our king is out on some real personal business, eh? I believe Hulkenberg was searching for you. But I suppose it's none of my business who comes or goes. I'm on break myself.
Just
Only trying not to frustrate your guards over much, They all take their duties quite seriously, much like their captain. Ah, who am I kidding? A knight who smiles is surely a myth. That's become clear to me since becoming titled. What could be more bizarre? A UGF outcast, once a wanted criminal with a bounty on his head, made knight commander. There was of course some opposition at first, but the more heart-to-heart talks I've had, the more accepting they've become, albeit gradually. They need look further than the outcast who became their king.
true.
Indeed. You face no shortage of persecution. And look at you now. Grand titles and posts across the nation are no different spread across all the tribes. I've realized over the past year just how much a nation is defined by its people. Not how great a king, he alone does not a country make.
However,
Yet he stands for those very people, a symbol and representative. That the king and those around him are of mixed tribes has already caused a great shift in sentiment for those in the rural villages.
Now that you mention it.
And just how is Tadari these days?
yes.
Seems as busy as he can handle. They resumed trade with other villages. The coronation inspired that village to greater heights. It proved that barriers can be broken. That even they could take the first step. New winds are blowing in every corner of this country. I'll have to make another trip back home with my son to see the changes for myself, though. Someday, I hope distant generations will grow up only knowing conflict born of tribal differences from history books.
We shall.
We've a ways to go before that day comes, but until it does, let us forge the path toward it, Your Majesty. Yay, Dad. Thanks, Father. Oh my god, kind of nice that, Alonso is literally in the same area as freaking Heisman and Basilio. I really want those guys to talk. Oh hey, isn't this the... Isn't this the kid that was racist towards us at the start? Wow! Elda! You really became king! King! Hey, king! Oh, king! Really? Just that, okay. Oh, we can enter the shops.
Oh, very nice.
Wait. Isn't this guy one of the ex-candidate Julian?
Well.
Oh, Your Majesty. Running around Sunshade Row at this time of year? You must have some very particular tastes. Perhaps you've heard? There's unrest across the land as the oppressed are rising up in revolt against their oppressors.
Yes.
Or perhaps that news hasn't reached your walled garden here in Grand Trad. History books may not be kind to this area. Goodness, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you just endorse rebellion. Don't you realize how your dangerous ideology has become the sparks of new threats? The dim-witted of the world only fan the flames with their anxiety. Be it people or monsters, to be dissatisfied is in our nature. Okay, I guess I thought you was... Weapon shopkeeper, hello. Seems rumors of the king running about in Sunshade Row were true. I have no intention of prying now. Thanks to you, besting Luis, I get to keep running my shop. Wasn't sure I could with the sky turning red there. Not sure we could take another war. We're starting to hear it from the king himself. Still, nothing goes quite the way you expect to, eh? As long as people worry, people will want weapons. So I guess I'll be in good business for a good while longer.
Oh, very nice.
Aw. Hey,
Thank you kindly.
the lady from the Armor Keeper, yeah.
Welcome.
My, if it isn't His Majesty. You always were partial to Sunshade Row, weren't you? I know you've hardly had a chance to warm that throne of yours, but the people here are as poor as they've ever been. What is the only way anyone gets out? It's the big news that the Mage Academy reopened to anyone, but think about it. Only the rich can travel up a mountain. But I shouldn't talk your ear off about politics. There's a new year to ring in. Looking forward to a more relaxing new year without all the frantic work. Have a happy new year yourself, Your Majesty.
Thank you kindly.
Oi there.
Isn't this... Wait, activist... Oh yeah, we talked to
Your
her before.
patronage is very appreciated.
Oh, it's you! Thanks to your contributions, our work fighting against discrimination is slowly gaining attention. That the new King Zelda, with people from every tribe in key positions, is also probably a major factor. Still, we can't expect to end something so deeply rude with a snap of our finger. I'm going to keep doing my best to support those who've suffered. General
but which
Hey,
action to undertake?
Your Majesty, listen to this. Just had a guest and the store claimed to be the chief of Etri. Oh, Denny! Oh, I want to see him again. One more time. I need to be the chief of Etria. Said he wanted ingredients for the withering potion they use on the island. And her, how should I put it? That Mustari village chief, he's rather easy on the eyes, wouldn't you say? Oh. Wait, sorry, forget about that. I swear I had a point. I wanted to tell you that all sorts of people come visit now. And I enjoy doing business more now than I ever did before. So, Adani managed to rizz up somebody in Grand Trade. I mean, but it looks like that. I'm pretty sure he can rizz up anybody he wants. This was already known, okay? He should lose his chest piece mask. Bro's gonna rizz up everybody.
Say there.
Barden! Yo, Barden!
Lovely
That's
that.
something.
Oh, what an unexpected coincidence, Your Majesty. No guards with you today? Ha! Don't worry, I'm no tattletale. I myself just left the meeting, going over how the provincial governments are doing. We convened for the new year.
So,
How are things in Martira? Oh, it's as lively as it used to be. We owe it all to you. That dodgy mess you cleaned up for us feels like ancient history now. And I'm pleased to report, as the head of the provincial lords, it's nothing but good news reaching my ears. Better relations between towns has employment up, and overall welfare too. Each town has specialities and wisdom to offer. And we line our heads, there's no problem we can't solve. I just feel so blessed to be a part of it. I know I made some blunders when I first stepped into the governor's role, but I always share my feelings so others don't repeat my mistakes. Are things alright now?
But of course.
Indeed they are. The townspeople play an active role in policy and in administration. I'm not bearing that weight alone. Of course, some lords are like as I once was. I was gonna think. And yes, taking every matter to public opinion can be laborious, what with all the proceedings and disputes.
Then again.
Still, changing our own lives with our own hands makes the process worth the trouble.
Oh yeah.
And choosing a king of our own will was all the inspiration we needed for change.
Lovely that.
Hey, nice one, Barden. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty well. You know, I just slacked off the entire day and then I just prepped for tonight's stream. That's what I really wanted to do. And yeah, also, I didn't know this Mr. Beautiful over here.
Lovely.
Milo. Ah, Your Majesty. It's already been a year since you've ascended to the throne, and 1 year since I lost my bid for it. Thinking back, I've no regrets. I'd not have been able to defeat Luis in the end as you did.
Yeah.
I don't know what I expected, really. Well, I believe in your power, Your Majesty. Though I'll not acquiesce on all fronts, you know. You needn't look any further than your 6 partisans, your merry little band. I can appreciate your faith in your inner circle, but to award them all your key posts, why, one might suspect you of collusion. A country requires views from all walks of life. Another way, why not appoint me your prime minister? With my guidance, Uchronia would become a land of true beauty. Just when you think he's about to make a decent point, he plays his own angle. Don't let your guard down around that guy.
Lovely.
Yeah, no need to tell me twice.
Very good. Very
Catherine! I'm sorry, I wasn't able to finish your follower. It was literally just one day. I needed one more day. I'm sorry, Catherine.
Hi there.
Hey there, been a hot minute, hasn't it, Pseudo? Ah, wait, you're the king now, ain't ya? Sure miss the days when you and I were both candidates. Candidates knocking each other around. I had my hands full with my Parapus crew back then. I've done my best to live by example after all. Stealing ain't the answer. Working honest jobs and making honest wages is. Had a rough go of it, but things are finally taking shape. Hey, I won't quit on you, so you hang in there too, you hear? Something just stretched. I mean, yeah. Anybody? That's the general reaction when you know, you see a freaking character in metaphor. Oh my God! Yo, the Hermitus, Lady Druiday. Ah, it's been some time, hasn't it, Pseudo? You've matured a great deal in the short years since I last saw you. Rumors of your rule have reached even Sanctum. Some are kinder than others. Taking the reins of a runaway country must have its share of difficulties. Your face tells me as much. A frail child who could do little more than lie on the brink of death has come so far. Goodness, years come so easily with I did nothing. You're the one who achieved everything.
But
I'm surprised to see you in Grand Trad, Lady Gruiden. It's a curious thing. I received a rather forceful invitation here, you see? From one of your friends, the girl named Juna. Really? Goodness knows how many times she's already come to visit the Sanctum, thinking instructions on magic. Some of the villagers are rather smitten with her. Of course they are. She's literally Taylor Swift. She declared that if I wouldn't feel welcome coming to Grand Trad, she would have a highway built directly between the capital and the Sanctum. Oh, Juna. She probably would. There you have it. Now then, Pseudo. Or rather, King Pseudo. The 1,000-year seclusion of the Elder Tribe may soon come to an end under your guidance. And yet the journey ahead of you will be hard. Dreams you hope to achieve will feel just out of reach. So do stop by and show your face around our forest sometime. Mother cannot do so herself, but I can whip up some of her favorite dishes in her spirit. Aww, that's nice.
wonderful.
Old grandma's cooking. I like that. I see you know what, Stroll? Let's talk to Stroll.
Aha.
Say there.
My God, bro's got drip.
Hey,
Ah, skulking about the city again, are we? Which is to say, Hulkenberg is on the hunt. A classic game of cat and mouse. Who is which, I dare not say. Years since you ascended the throne, but it's like you've hardly changed. Should I be more pretentious?
I mean,
Forgive me, I'll try to act more like a pretentious git from the— A pretentious git! Is that some sort of European slang? Oh my God.
no.
That's rich. All that royal blood in you is positively wasted, my friend. What are we to do with you? Not that I can talk myself. I actually came out for a bit of a breather myself.
even so.
Nope, I see now that even those at the top have their struggles. A little too clearly. General's duties feel overwhelming at times, but their lives hang in the balance. I recognize the weight of every decision I make. I do find satisfaction in protecting those lives.
Hey,
For our first meeting back at the recruitment center, I, a fallen noble, with nothing to my name, you, a struggling elder traveler. Back then, my only goal was getting ahead. My people were a little more than an afterthought. Oh, excuse me. If I hadn't met you, I'd have never realized the truth about my fortune. My father's intentions. I certainly couldn't have saved the Hollians.
thank you.
I owe seeing the joy in their faces to you. I think I've said it before, but again, thank you.
That's
You need to give yourself some credit, Stroll.
no.
I would still owe any credit I could take to you for showing me the way. They live stable, peaceful lives thanks to you.
Hey,
You have a whole country on your shoulder. The road ahead will be full of challenges we can't possibly foresee. Show me the way and I'll blaze the trail. Now and always. It's my role as a warrior to be the vanguard.
that's why.
Our titles may have changed, but I'd like to think our friendship is steadfast as ever. Don't hesitate to rely on me.
Say there.
Aw, that's nice.
Grand, isn't it?
Oh, you just need to go straight.
Say,
I need to talk more to my followers. Wait, we still can't go there.
wonderful, isn't it?
Okay, where the hell? Oh, two. Wait, more? Don't have anything. Let's find out where. Oh, hello.
Yeah?
Excuse me, aren't you an elder? Or please don't take that the wrong way. I'm just curious. Those three are elder too, aren't they? Or if perhaps you knew them or something. What do you mean? What about them? Isn't it kind of amazing to see Elda in town? The elderly lady in the mill is floating, for heaven's sake. Is it some sort of igniter? Couldn't be. Then how? Oh, and the other woman's clothes are so beautiful. Goes without saying, but you can't find clothes like that in Grad Trad, can you?
What should I do?
There's something just so incredibly charming about them. You think I should try talking to them? Okay, I thought she was okay, I thought there was gonna be a racist remark, but she actually is just like, you know, pleasantly surprised about them. Now, where do we... How the hell can we still go there? What the heck?
All right. Where to?
Oh, we can only go to Grand Trad. San Lemeo Street. Oh shit! Hold on. I want to go to the cathedral or the chapel rather. Oh wow! What are those floating?
Yeah?
Oh no! Oh no! What are you doing here?
Yes, hello.
Think that you of all people would end up becoming the king. I never expected it, but I will tell you one thing. Wax poetic about your ideals all you want. When it comes to protecting the country, only power will suffice. The people don't all approve of a dreamer king. Who are you? Let's just say, let's be nice.
Is that so?
Easier said than done. How much has the country truly changed in the past year? Have your policies truly fared better than Luis's would have had? If all you do is talk, you're no better than the last king. All ideals, no power. It's the same. Okay. You know.
Yeah?
Oh my god, it's her! Lena! Hiya, boss! Oh, dang, I suppose I shouldn't be speaking to you so casually, huh? Then again, we were rivals, weren't we? Game Workshop's the official workshop of the Palace Engineers now. Not that it's here nor here. Besides, I'm glad you got the crown. Still lots of humans out there you'll have to deal with, and you'll need a gauntlet in order to get them. Game Workshop thanks you for your patronage. Okay. Zaba, who's this? Who's this guy? You moron! Can't you say I'm busy? Oh, it's you, Your Majesty. Remember me, do you? Refresh my memory? A young king with a bad memory, I see. How could you forget Saba, former maintenance chief of Luis's Gauntlet Runner? Oh! Oh, yeah! Oh! Oh! I remember you now. I was just examining Your Majesty's Gauntlet Runner as part of my research duty. I recall how astonished I was to see her take to the sky the first time. I wanted to get back to my engineer roots, but then we started showing his true colors and the Caerulus went down. But say, Your Majesty, you're too soft. We used to be enemies, but you recommended us for the brigade and gave us work anyway. Pretty genius making old Basilia the captain, too. Luis's old crew will fall in line like wooden soldiers, though. Though I'm not sure that kind of leniency forged the stations. So off with you, huh? Can't imagine you can afford to waste time on relics like me. Be well, Your Majesty. Oh, that's... Excited soldier. Your Majesty! Do you have something you need with the Gauntlet Runner? All's well here. If it's not overstepping, might I tell you something I've always wanted to say? Do you remember a long time ago when Luis dropped that human on the city? I was actually assigned to duty at the Grand Cathedral that day. The state army was in complete disarray, and us soldiers were absolutely terrified. But it was the rumors about you that kept us afloat in those dark times, Your Majesty. We couldn't go a day without hearing someone insult the lesser tribes. Here comes this group, led by some Elda, fighting through the cathedral with no regard for their lives. You'd only known how much the tales of your heroism and courage gave to the guards that day. I couldn't thank you then, so please allow me to do so now. You're truly a hero king, Your Majesty. Oh, that's sweet.
Amazing.
Gauntlet Runner. We can go on it? Oh, that's nice. Oh, the round table. It makes me nostalgic now thinking of the strategy meetings. B1. The pantry. Anything here? Identified anything. Neat and tidy, wow. Get into it. Maybe not now.
All right.
Oh, we can use the toilet! Do we gain extra luck?
Right.
Oh, it's Idol's Day, but we don't get anything, dang it. Maybe not now. Are we kidding? The book. Maybe not now. Everything is not now, man. Come on. Greasy. Get over to pass hero. Second half of the old man's notes in my. Recently, the villagers asked me to bake some sweets with the few ingredients we have. Cooking and inventing share a number of similarities. I've quite enjoyed it. As the villagers goaded me on more and more, I inadvertently compiled an amount of recipes I dare say would put a palate chef to shame. Rather than inventing dangerous tools of war, perhaps peacefully devising new and delicious confection recipes is the highest form of invention. The rest of the notes are full of detailed recipes for baked sweets. Oh, that's nice. Yours is just like has become a baker now. It's possible this igniter was prepared for me so I could learn about this country. Prove beyond compare, but it looks the same to me. Yeah. It's still the same heart beating. Alright, let's go. The old work. Alright. Some bark. Oh, speaking of yours, hey, how you doing, man?
Hello.
Hello there, your majesty. Come for a spin in the runner like old times? Ha! If only, eh? We're far busier now than we were then. I know how it is. I have the fancy old title of Chief Engineer of the Kingdom and Infrastructure Development Bureau, and can research as I please now, but something's missing. I'm in the middle of developing a large-scale transport run. You know, in my reverie, I decided to throw off that stuffy uniform and come here in hopes I'd be inspired. I do so wish we'd finished gathering those relics during our travel. I can't help but feel like it all ties back to those keys. Ah, we didn't finish this one as well. Sorry. No sense getting caught up in the past though, eh? Time to switch gears and concentrate. Focus is the order of the day. That said, if you ever feel like taking a run for a spin, just for old time's sake, the old girl's sparkling clean and ready for takeoff. I mean, I guess, yeah, it is sparkly.
All right.
Anyway, oh my god, it's a cat. A cat.
Wait a sec.
It's Plateau! Isn't that the cat from Academia? That place was made of magic. How is it here in real life? Saying nothing of how he could have survived in a deserted ruin buried in the snow. That shouldn't be possible, right? I just think he's cute.
That's a good kitty.
Yet he's never stopped looking cute. Doesn't bother you at all? Or something else? He serves. The last king did build himself a study in the Mage Academy. Do you think Academia was styled after that, maybe? What His Majesty more felt when he put this little guy in Academy. Tenso is still quite utterly impartial to lol. June.
My king.
Oh, there you are, Pseudo. I heard you were in town, so I decided to see if we might cross paths. I have so much to tell you about my inspection, so I'm afraid you'll need to clear a diary for me soon.
In that case.
Did you bring back any souvenirs?
Gosh.
Let's just focus on the report. Don't worry, I'll give you just a gist. Firstly,
Well,
the Mage Academy's reconstruction is going swimmingly. Repairs are in full swing and we're already processing admissions. I must say, I'm still surprised you appointed me of all people to be the Academy's headmistress. I was rather looking forward to going back on tour as a songstress. Oh, and shall I introduce you to my frail little friend? I scooped him up in the Academy of all places. Oh my god, he is in the Academy. During the reconstruction, they stumbled upon the little guy in some kind of observatory, supposedly used by a king long ago. Considering the igniter around its neck, I'm sure it was being taken care of. I mean, there's no way a cat could have survived alone in that cold, could he?
so
Regardless, our mysterious kitty is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the Academy. All that knowledge was lost when it started from scratch. May even be hiding secrets as big as the Dragon Temple or the Sanctum. Oh, and I'm keeping a cat. Feels like fate, you know. Excuse me.
speaking of which,
Fate. On my way back, I met up with Murtis.
Now we're talking.
She's been keeping well, I hope.
Yeah.
More than well. Her throat has been fine. She's a fairly prominent singer about town now. We'll just keep soaring to new heights. Her and music and me going face to face with magic again.
Hey, hey.
Surely you remember, music was the first magic born in this world yet. When the heart expresses itself through music, it moves the hearts of others. When they make the hearts swell, why, there's no end to magic. So just you watch. With music and magic at my side, I'm going to change the world. All will have equal opportunity to hone their talents at the Mage Academy. Our doors are open to all. That's what my sister would have wanted. If it makes the world a better place, why isn't that just grand?
Magic.
Ella taught me that magic is more than a tool. It's in all of us, deep in our hearts. Oh, that's pretty.
Dear me.
Ooh, there's another guy. How you doing? Ex-candidate Jin. Ah! Is that your majesty? What fortune to bump into you at the end of the year like this. If there's anything my humble personage may be able to do for you, I am at your service. Say but one glorious word and I shall most happily...
Honestly.
Okay, laying it on a little thick, aren't we? It's that forked tongue that got you in trouble the last time. You hear me? One wrong move and I'm turning you over to Basilio. Gotta turn your life around. Of course. I think we missed some plot there. I have no idea what
The
what
prince
you're
has
talking
become
about.
magnificent indeed.
Oh my god!
Aha.
Oh my god, Badlin and a Denny! Okay, we get to meet a Denny. And Godot as well over there. Oh my god.
Oh.
Well, hello there, Your Majesty. As laid back as ever, I see. I myself have been crying like a baby, for I find my position as Chairman of Parliament quite an unfamiliar one. Still, I've considered these open to all Parliament meetings. Compiling all those opinions is indeed hard work. Work well worth doing.
This fellow.
Would be easy for those who are at the church's beck and call to change, but I think they've been starting to see what they turn a blind eye to. At least a bit, no? Person who speaks the real truth to the public without yielding to authority. That's what my father and I wished for. True and proper town crier. This country's turned over a new leaf, but there are still many problems to work out. Seems the rural regions are still suffering from human havoc.
Counting on you.
All I'm saying is, we're a long way from utopia, but still, the first step is as important as the last. We're taking big ones.
Aha.
I've heard of this guy before. Church Crier.
Closure.
Just recently, a sanctuary in Brylehaven was brought to judgment. His crime? Using Parapus subjects for atrocious igniter experiments. The church reaffirms its dedication to cracking down on inhumane acts as these.
Wonderful.
Wow, the church is actually owning up to its scandals. Young criers around here sure have changed. Now they're just trying to put on a good show for the new king. Doing things like they always have would only send them spiraling further. Sure. And Denny, how you doing, man?
Hey.
Hello there, Your Majesty. It's great to see that you're doing as well as ever. I've just left a meeting with the provincial lords. I also preach the Bastari teachings in various areas when the opportunity arises. Many still push back against such teachings, but that's perfectly fine. Our country is well served by having different perspectives. Many of the villagers have come around to this too, you know? I think that's because you all face such danger on our behalf. It won't be easy to change the entirety of Uchronia. Its history is embedded deep in its roots. The country is larger. Some people will need all the power you have. The true test of your values has only just begun. Thanks, Denny. Hey, Yufa, how you doing?
Greetings.
Working as hard as ever, Pseudo. Oh my god, I absolutely love her new getup. Way better than what she has earlier. Were you going about town and listening to what people have to say?
I do believe.
I just finished my break after organizing some petitions. I was about to head to the Crown Court. Life is anything but predictable, isn't it? I never imagined I'd be working as a chief magistrate.
Now then.
I'm going to discuss a noise complaint with the Parapus house, and then I'm to meet a marital dispute with an elderly rogue couple. Now that we have laws and judges in place for these problems, searches as these are resolved quickly.
Oh.
That said, some have slipped through the cracks. Some struggle because they are too ill to work, or can't afford to work and study. These people have no choice but to turn to their faith in hopes of reprieve. And I only wish I'd confronted that in the year we were.
Alas.
While I focus on the things we cannot change, like the past, let's look to the future and what I can do today. Hey, I really wish we could have finished our quest. Hey, Goodell, how you doing, man? Oh, whoa, what the fuck? How you doing, man? God, you're tall as hell. I just realized that now.
All right.
Are you surveying the city incognito, Your Majesty? Your escorts would be aghast. Not that I think anyone is truly capable of harming you. As you are aware, faith in the Sanctus Church plummeted after our misdeeds were exposed. I admit, we were arrogant and unjust, wicked in custom. But people have found salvation through the Church as well. I intend to restore the Sanctus Church to its true purpose, to offer salvation to those in need. As Sanctriarch and as someone who was saved by the Sanctus faith myself, that is all I can do to return the
May
favor.
God keep you, child.
I honestly really love Godot's mini arc. Like he literally is set up to be like this, you know, annoying prick that gets in your way because, like, you know, he supports Forden a lot, but no, he actually ends up being genuine. Like, he's freaking more. He's like, you know, alive in the end, in the end of the game. I expected Rella to be here, but sadly, man, adding you. After all that fuss across the kingdom, the only one who ended up on the throne was the Blood Heir after all. Oh, the irony. He had the strength to take down Elise, I'll give him that. In the end, I guess blood's all that ever matters. Oh god. He was the only viable choice for the lot. Who knows if he'll be a decent king. Suppose that all depends on what he does next. Yeah, sure, I get it. I'm a Nepo baby. Loveless! I was wondering where you were.
Hey.
What's the word, Your Majesty? Just one question, if I may. When are you gonna lower the booze prices in this country? I'm only cutting ya. I haven't felt much like drinking until I black out so often anymore. After I entered the tournament, I really went through some stuff. I was acting a fool on the world stage. And to you too.
Yeah.
I'm grateful, you know. Can't speak for the rest of the country, but you've done right by us, Parapus. You've got it better than we ever did. Some chuckleheads out there still try to take their aggression out on us, but they're just venting probably. I'm sure you'll do something soon enough.
Ain't this a pickle?
Fabio. Oh, you're also one of Luis's guys. Excuse me. Traveling Lady Junia sure was fun. Blah! Your Majesty! What business do you have with a former helmsman like me? You mean you don't remember me? It's me, Cabio, the former helmsman of the Caradrius. You didn't hear from Chief Magnus? Lady Junia was off inspecting the Mage Academy. I was a flight's helmsman. It knocked me on my arse when Lady Junia left Luis's company, you know? I left right after she did. Of course. Anyway, still inside about you being king and all that, but I do appreciate you taking me in, so I'm gonna work to repay that
You've
favor.
got this under control, yeah?
On that note, about time I get back to work. Oh, and don't tell the chief I was shooting the breeze here. Eh, Your Majesty? Pretty sure he's talking about Basilio. Commoner. I'm relieved the royal palace has returned to its original location. Even now, there's people who can hardly believe that it was flying about, making its way around the entire kingdom. But I saw it with my own eyes. I witnessed the moment the red light within the king's eyes vanished. The palace returned to the gouged out land it was pulled from. Actually. Wait, so if Cabio and Seba are here, where's the other guy? Because like there's like one or two guys that we actually bought on the Caradrius. Any more? Sharp, I might wait. Oh yeah, you're the freaking landowner. Oh, there, Your Majesty, the king. I still remember that night in the city when I first laid eyes on you. The evening of the royal funeral. It was the first time I've ever seen someone from the Elder Tribe, and I immediately knew that there was something special about you.
I'm sure we'll meet again.
And I'd say I was right on the money, huh? Aren't you the guy that that was taxing the Hollians? Over here. I know there was some guys.
Amazing.
Can I get out of here?
Hang on.
Not outside the table. Oh, come on. Man. Runner fanatic.
Just sublime.
Chatty elder. Tavern keeper.
The prince has become magnificent indeed.
Alright, it's time, my wonderful hag. The king himself, out browsing the shops. Perhaps I need to draft up a royal certificate of appointment. Tell the world we supply goods to the royal family. That's a little American. Why stop there? You can give me a signed handprint to display on the walls. No, just my little joke. We're doing quite well even without a royal endorsement. The igniter I made at the children's request, the one that lights up with rainbow colors, is selling startlingly well. The store was packed with families and children.
Say,
I now hold a position where I control the distribution of all manner of goods throughout the kingdom as the head of the Igniter Consortium. I can't help but think that if I had been in this position sooner, the church's violence, the tragedy of that village could have been prevented.
But
There was nothing you could have done at the time, Brigitte. I know that. I only rose to this position once you became king, and shed light on what lurked in the shadows of this country. Though you can't take full credit, as it were, I was nominated for my new position by my colleagues. Our new king has changed this country for the better. However, as a former arms dealer, it would be naive to think all weapons can ever disappear from this world.
yet.
For all the more reason, I hope that the reasons for people to wield them continue to decline. To that end, I'll continue doing all that I possibly can. All that I am. Just as you do.
Speaking of,
Yes, do you remember my dog? I found the ones who took her. Naturally, I considered ending their lives. There she was, sitting beside them. Evidently, they could not bring themselves to harm such a sweet creature, so they decided to keep her instead. Okay, thank God the dog is fine. Oh, that was terrifying when the dog got harmed. And I'm not a dog person. I prefer cats, okay? I had no choice but to spare their lives. I couldn't subject a gentle dog to the atrocities I'd commit in her name. She was about to go John Wick on some motherfuckers. You should come play with her sometime. I'm sure she remembers you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she does.
ain't this a pickle?
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to bump into you. I accidentally just bumped into a random guy bringing it straight. Are there any other people? I think I've talked to everyone, have I? Yeah, there's Basilio, there's Heisman.
all right then.
Believe me. Parapus. Or Mustari, why did I say Parapus? Parapus.
You're not serious.
Alkenberg's still here, even though everybody kept saying that she was on the hunt.
Ta! This place is
Anxious.
really changed.
Well, I sure don't want to go back to the old kingdom.
All very nice.
The mag broker. Let's see what he got. Why, your majesty! Surely your kingliness has no further need of my paltry sums for your mag. Besides, I hear the mage academy has been restored. Is it true anyone of any status can attend? Original magic. You trying to end reliance on igniters? Matter of time till accumulators like this are obsolete then. I think that's great, personally. It's about time to shut this operation down anyway. Not that I expect the Igniter Consortium would let it go without a fight. Lycian would stand with you, of course, but they're not infallible either.
All very nice.
I mean, yeah, Lycian would absolutely stand with me. That's my wife working there.
Oh. Say there.
Stupendous.
I guess there are some
Stupendous.
kid
Hiya.
guard.
Young man.
Yes, it's this guy, Xanth. There is more.
What?
Oh, you're the bastard who. It's been a while anyway. Hey, I apologize for my impertinence, Your Grace. I was once known as Sergeant Xanth, though I suppose that title carries little weight nowadays. After losing to you, my own men turned on me and threw me into the ocean. Oh my god, what? Awful as all that was, looking back, those events saved my life. I heard that all those who went with Louise to the royal palace in the sky never returned. Oh no! Wow.
I'm left with
A
no
world where
choice.
power is everything. I suppose that would be hell after all. Never thought you would ever inspire me to read. Yet here we are. Now I'm spending my days doing charity work as the brigade under Chief Magnus. But I'll never give up on making my way up in the world on my own merit. Matter of fact, I was invited to participate in the Colosseum's games in Brilhaven. While working with the brigade, I helped a nobleman who put in a recommendation form.
Huh.
Brave new world, isn't it? Give me a year, and I'll make sure people know the name Xanth as a fighter that electrifies audience.
Young man.
Sure. Oh god, I heard someone say young man. Oh god. Young man! Young man! I still remember that annoying. I guess there's not much left.
Give it up, mate.
Some random people. I guess we can go ahead now.
Aha.
Grand, innit?
Cathedral gaze.
Wonderful.
I miss the days when the face rock was here. You knew what to expect back then. Joyful one moment, miserable the next. Remember that? Luis was defeated and the king decided, what did I do? Suddenly as his majesty's face eclipsed the others for the briefest of moment. Then all crumbled away like sand. Over a bit too soon after all that palaver, I'd say. I like his coronation speech, but I can't say he's accomplished much of any importance since. His strength certainly was incredible during the final battle in Grand Trad, but I wonder what people in Underseas who didn't see that sight think of things. Either way, as long as next year is uneventful and peaceful, I'll consider it a win.
Grand, innit?
Oh, I missed the podium.
This place.
Nostalgic for our days of candidate debates. Feels like everyone's discussing national politics now, doesn't it?
So,
Alright, let's do.
so
Let's go see her.
that reminds me.
Being here sure brings back memories. Remember how we came here looking for Maria before the tournament? He was crying back then.
But
They're different now, though. You can say that again. This country's turned around since then, no doubt about it. I'm sure there'll always be difference of opinion, but your ideals are really coming to fruition now. I can feel it. It reminds me, what's up with the book you're carrying around now? Isn't that the one you've been working on yourself?
Oh,
I didn't say what kind of fantasy you can conjure up. But maybe that's not even the word for it. After all, if you're the one putting it in ink, that means you're going to make it a reality someday. Nothing, Your Majesty. Shall we get going? I love that we're still floating on this. Ah, this looks beautiful. It's all reforged. Maria.
oh, hello there. Oh, right. I suppose now I should call you Your Majesty. You know, I was just telling Papa.
Oh,
even through
Breeze.
all that mess, everyone's really been working hard.
Am I keeping my promise properly from back then?
Yes, you beat the villain, and now the city's full of smiles. And I'm sure Papa's smiling down on you too.
That's good. Hearing that from you really lifts my heart.
Joy to see kids like her smile. The future changes slowly. The burden of its momentum will fall on their shoulders one day.
Don't worry, I'll try to do my part with what I've got. I want to help everyone understand that the world could be a better place if we can join hands with one another. Miss Fabian's fed so many hungry people since things changed. Some of those people even said they found their place there. I think I did too. If we can all change together for the better like that, we'll be closer to Your Majesty's and Papa's dream.
Where I ought to be. Inside of myself, I ought to show. Path is never clear.
And I want to help with something too. I want everyone across the land to be able to smile.
You make a trusty advisor.
Yes. I expect great things, my trusty advisor.
Yeah. Thank you, Your Majesty. Oh, thank you, Your Majesty.
We should be the ones thanking her.
Ah.
Feels like I can see the entire country's future in her smile.
Hey, everybody's here.
Everyone!
Long time no see. How have you been?
As we find
Yes,
ourselves
so-
afield, I thought I might visit Alsace myself.
hold on a tick. Those people there. Surely not.
Naturally, we're drawing attention. We didn't all have to go at once.
Needn't fuss, old thing. It's been too long since we were all together again anyway.
Lady Tuna, did she really come all this way in a runner? Could have asked His Majesty to pop over and bring you back with a teleport or two.
The unmitigated nerve.
Oh, it's fine. I wanted to take in our country as it is. It's definitely a little rougher outside the capital's walls. There's still traces of melancholia around, and the odd human roaming about.
We're sending soldiers out for every incident we can. But it's not easy to hear the voice of the people from more distant regions.
I guess it's obvious. But just because you're king now doesn't make you suddenly all-seeing.
A lesson I learned last year. In the end, I was blind to a great deal of this world. Never would have learned if I hadn't pushed out the door and seen it with my own eyes.
He's right. The capital can be a bit of a bubble. There will always be more to do and learn.
A year ago, I would have just said we could fly over ourselves. I mean, let's be real. The capital isn't gonna fall apart if we just sneak over for a little tour, is it?
Of course not. We specifically put precautions in place to keep things running.
Yet it has only been 1 year. We cannot be too complacent too soon, lest the dissidents seize on the opportunity.
Oh, there he is! Over there! See? I told you, that's His Majesty, innit?
Might have been a bit too obvious.
Oi there, Your Majesty!
You dare hoy the king? You swine!
Steady on, Hulkenberg, calm. You needn't draw steel on the poor fellow. We're the ones who indulged in this little day trip.
Your Majesty, thanks for all you do, really. Have to say, my life's a lot easier now.
There's more work to do every day. But we're in this together. We believe in you.
Everyone's so supportive. Kind of brings back memories from last year.
Rather. It's the sort of thing to get a chap all misty-eyed over the past. What a journey it was.
Looks like we're drawing a crowd. Time to get back to work.
Indeed. A veritable mountain of tasks awaits us, and I will see it crested.
Everybody's like from all the tribes as well.
And not long after, the new year dawned.
Some days later. We're in the Gauntlet Runner.
A journey? Are you really planning on leaving us?
There's more I have to see. With my own eyes.
You want to know what's going on in the world, huh? Well, I guess you are the king.
Sounds like fun, but a daily jaunt down to the slums is one thing, and a proper journey is quite another. You're a king now, lad. You've got the people's expectations on your shoulders. It's all right to just sit on your throne and mind the home front, you know?
I don't care to be kingly.
I want to do what I can for the people. If that's not kingly, then the crown's just slowing me down.
Come on, this is no time for jokes.
Ever the fearless gadabout, eh? Well, I take your point, lad. Magla and the humans make a fine barometer for the anxiety still swirling in the country. So you go out and give it a proper survey, where it is and how much is there. If people can't face their anxieties, they can't keep their eyes forward. And if they can't do that, we'll have a bally hard time moving forward as a nation or a people. So you want to get a better grasp of it all. That's your most important duty as a ruler. That's what you're thinking, eh?
Right.
Even the most forward begins with the and the.
If that was your plan, you could have just said so.
Sounds like a fine idea to me. A proper spot of fun, besides. Wouldn't expect any less from our king and captain. Well, since I'm the bally court engineer, I've no choice but to come along. I'm the only driver fit to maneuver the Royal Skyrunner after all. Yes, Here begins our quest anew. Let us sally forth upon our... hello? Are you not listening to me?
So
Oh,
you've
they
really
got
to
back
stop
their
chasing
OG
these
getup.
ideas all on your own. You'll be the death of us.
Once again, sire, I've asked you countless times to give word if you're to leave the castle. Such caprice.
Nurse, don't tell me you called for them beforehand.
Saved us a bit of time, eh? Though, hello, what's this? I count only 2 of the 6 partisans. Short a few spears.
For my part, I believe 'tis unrealistic for all of us to depart the capital together.
Oh, so you have no plans to stop our little adventure?
I realize her halberd
Convert and I talked it over.
is freaking
We
gold
decided
now.
that if
That's
you
nice.
insist on going, we'd rather go with you than stop you.
I'm glad to hear that, but will that be all right?
I was thinking back to our last fight with Luis. So many people supported us, but not for any high-minded ideals or arguments.
They were supporting us because we were actively fighting a monster on their behalf. In the end, people make choices based on their personal experience and emotion. Even if decided justly and supported by prosperity, the people may struggle to trust a king whose face they do not know. An invisible ruler is no cure for their fears.
Right. I'm not opposed to the idea of getting out into the world again. Really, it might be the wisest move to make sure you're a king everyone knows.
Friends and allies believe as I do. Support is the greatest treasure I can have.
Still, this early into the new year, 'tis never a dull moment in your majesty's employ.
Bit of a smaller party than we last set out with, huh? But it's a pleasure to be on the road again with you.
Okay, but can we really afford to have both our general and the Royal Guard's captain coming along for this?
'Tis natural course for the Royal Guard to accompany the king. And I trust my corps is not so feeble that it will fall apart in my absence.
We'll make it work. Got to learn to trust others and delegate, right? We'll just have to lead by example.
Right then, let's go.
You once heard my voice and answered a query in kind.
Oh. Speaking to me again.
Is fantasy a powerless creation? That timeless question. So long as life remains in the world, we seekers all shall search for our answer.
Seekers.
But he will find his. Of that I am certain. And it is thanks to you for believing in and guiding him. That was the true purpose of my royal magic, you know. To seek and obtain guidance from denizens of a land beyond ours. A land that has not yet lost hope. And it was you who answered the call. Armed with your hope, armed with the power of fantasy, you rose in glory. Such courage, such whimsy, and yes, what thrills. You have my sincerest thanks.
We miss you more.
Feels familiar. It's been far too long.
Aye, the wind feels an echo of days past.
Unusually poetic for you.
Oh, I was about to say. Of course, Heismay's just hanging around.
They're awful, aren't they? They would have left us behind. Oh.
Well, I'm not certain we're in a position to talk, having followed straight after, saying we could just teleport back.
Well, hey, we figured the kids might want to change your scenery, like.
Maria! Oh, careful.
Poetic indeed. That the scepter's absence restored order to Magla, and even greenery to the sands.
I'll say, I definitely like this view better.
Let's go.
That's awesome. Did you get Fabienne's permission though? I'm sure she'd be a bit worried that her daughter is like, you know, off to a journey without you know, her knowledge. I hope that she gave permission. But yeah, at long last, Metaphor Peak Fantasio is finished. Oh my god. What a fucking game. What a fucking game. I love it. Atlas. Oh my god. Sorry. Atlas. You guys are amazing. I fucking love it, man. Oh my god. Wow. Yeah, Atlas is the fucking goat of 2024. They literally gave us a three-headed behemoth of Persona 3 Reload, SMT5 Vengeance, and of course Metaphor. Fucking amazing, guys. Oh, wow. What an experience. And I absolutely love the fact that it only just got progressively better as the game's released, man. And we start with P3R, which is amazing, you know. People are calling it Game of the Year. All three of Atlas's major releases are, everyone's just saying Game of the Year, Game of the Year, Game of the Year. And I agree, man. Oh my god. But we all know it's not gonna fucking win the awards. You kidding me? Especially with what you know, what was posted on like on Twitter, where expansions are probably gonna be considered. So Shadow of the Erdtree can win. Like, oh my god. But hey, I don't really give that much of a shit about the Game Awards. I'm just here to enjoy the fucking enjoy the meal. And wow, what a meal Metaphor was. God, this is literally almost all of Atlas's ideas and concepts roll into one, and they stuck the fucking land. I fucking love it, man. Oh man, it's gonna feel weird. And one more time, we get to hear the motherfucking monk himself singing, you know, a farewell to us. Ah, man. The OST is amazing. It's also very unique in a fantasy setting, because like I don't think I've heard, this is the first time I've heard Esperanto. I don't think I've ever heard Esperanto in anything prior to this, and I freaking love it. Like, we all know that a lot of fantasy, like, you know, fantasy series, fantasy games, fantasy stories, they like a little bit of, like, you know, chanting in their songs. Most of the time it's either Latin or some other old language. This one is Esperanto. And it's the first time I've heard of it. So, yeah, really, you know, really, a really unique, like, listen. I love it. God damn. I want to save most of my thoughts for a separate video I'm planning on making. So this segment is probably going to be a bit shorter than usual. But yeah, Metaphor ReFantazio. It's officially one of my favorite games ever. Ah, Academia. I'll be honest, this background right now reminds me of the KKK in the Philippines. not that KKK you're thinking of, okay? If the Philippines has their own KKK, you know. Get your head out of the mud, okay? But yeah, it reminds me of the KKK in the Philippines. Especially like the guy wearing the t-shirt and like the sandal. It reminds me of Andres Bonifacio. Probably a reach to say that that's the actual reference, but maybe it's maybe we can like, you know, headcan it that it's actually like what they're referencing. Who knows? But I like that. Man, Metaphor. Oh man, it's gonna be an empty couple of days now. I've been streaming this game for a month, and I've streamed other games like you know, like Persona 5, Persona 3 Reload, and of course Vengeance previously, and Dragon Quest as well. for quite a while. I think this is the one that's like, you know, really left me feeling some type of way after it's all ended now. Vengeance kind of comes close, but this one is just really special, man. God, I love it. I'm gonna be playing on Regicide pretty soon. I want to try it out. I'm gonna get my ass kicked most definitely because it's a freaking hard mode. It's a hard mode, hard mode. So, who knows? I also heard it has no rewind, so yeah, a lot of strats that many people like to incorporate is probably not gonna be not as viable. And you know, it's also gonna make losing a lot more painful because, like, you know, you don't have a rewind. Oh man. Yeah. This game. I fucking love it. The cast. Yeah, we started with a Japanese cast, but we switched to the English. And I gotta say, they're, for the most part, pretty good. I'm not a fan of the main protagonist, man. I'm not a fan of, like, you know, how the protagonist sounds. He sounds blander than a lot of silent protagonists that we previously had. And despite the fact that he's marketed as, like, you know, a speaking protagonist, he speaks less than Ringo, okay? I was expecting someone on the, like, somebody with, like, you know, that speaks as much as Ringo. It's weird, man. I didn't think there's something that I'd actually prefer from Soul Hackers 2 over in Metaphor. But you know, it's a small gripe, okay? It's like you know, a garnish that, you know, you don't like on an amazing dish that was prepared for you. But yeah, for the most part, the game is amazing. I think this is one of the best JRPGs ever. Probably the best. You can make an argument. I probably would. But yeah, for me, this is one of my favorite games ever. And you know, second year in a row that I found one of my favorite games ever from recently released games. Last year was Hi-Fi Rush. This year it's Metaphor. And yeah, I don't regret it. I love this experience. And I can't wait to try out some different builds when I go to either New Game Plus or Regicide mode. Cause like I didn't get Heiseme's Royal Thief archetype. And everybody was saying that shit was broken beyond repair. Yeah, there's also Royal Summoner, Royal Knight, you know. There's also some other classes I didn't get to max out as well. Or get to try at all. Like Dark Knight. Destroyer from Basilio. God, I did not. I really did. I really just ignored Basilio, did I? And there's also Warlord. I only used it once and then I forgot about it because I like reloaded. Yeah. There's a lot more to do. Coliseum, I already mentioned it. Yeah, I want to do that again when I try a New Game Plus. Oh man. Game. I'm gonna be thinking about this for a while. I mean, I didn't think about P5R, P3 reload when I finished. I was already satisfied with the, you know, the story they told, the game that I was given. For this one, I'm satisfied, but I'm also awaiting another serving as well. That's how good this was. Metaphor is truly a special game. I'm so happy that Atlas took their time creating this game. And if they're gonna make, and if they're like, you know, planning on making Metaphor 2, I'm all for it, man. Everybody is like, you know, waiting for the next game, and they're probably speculating that Maria is gonna be the protagonist. If that's the case, I'm all for it, man. She deserves it. Brightness7, how you doing? I'm at the end of a Metaphor. I'm just giving my quick thoughts on the game. And now that's finished, and you know, all said and done. Yeah. So stream is probably gonna be ending pretty soon. Came in very late, man. But I hope you enjoyed me yapping a little bit over this wonderful game. I stream every day. Not really. I stream whenever I find a.
Dear guest, from a world I shall never know.
Oh my god, more. Hey, it's me. God, I look like that? I go from I go from twink to wizard. How does an incubus like myself become this guy? I don't know. I don't like this. What other games do I play? I play whatever I find fun. Recently, I've been playing a lot of JRPGs. I'm in a JRPG rabbit hole right now. I love it, and I blame Atlas for it. I got hooked on their games, so now I want to indulge in the genre more.
In your eyes, I know our journey was ultimately a fiction.
Peak fiction.
However, I hope your memories of this fantastical adventure burn as bright in your reality. I hope the promise of our world echoes in you. With all my heart, I hope that fantasy gives you strength.
Oh my god, is that the Titanic?
Look at that. The rubble's just bait for tourists now.
I never expected a view like this.
Let's see it all. Let's see the world.
Yeah.
A new journey now beckons.
King.
In days of Eld, the people prospered and perished in turn. Struck by their ways, I wrote a book of my dearest ideas. A tale of fantasy. In my vision, they placed their trust, and so the kingdom breathed new life.
Did Heisman just say he was a good boy? Oh my god.
That can change everything.
Oh, it's Mom!
Without a doubt, you will face all sorts of trials ahead. But carry onward with all your heart. Onward, fearless, into a world unknown.
So she dropped her accent now. Fantasy lives on. I hope so. Metaphor ReFantazio 2, baby. Let's get it. Saving your clear data, certain things can transfer over as is to a new game. Transfer currently owned items with some exceptions: money, mag, royal virtue, scanned enemies, memorandum, archetype statuses, and total playtime. Yes. Game plus over here. Game. Wow. Let's check this out. We get to meet more again, do we?
Who's there? I can feel you watching me from a place beyond my sight.
Hello again,
Whoever
more.
you are, please tell me. Does our world pique your interest?
I'm gonna check this
Pardon
one
my
and then we'll call it quits.
But would you tell me your name? That is to say, tell me who you really are. The one who meets my eyes across a strange threshold.
Let's go. Ito, why not? Name the protagonist later.
A most unusual name. One I've never heard in our world. Which suggests to me you might reside in a world beyond ours. It is a curious thing that in your eyes, my entire world is but the dawn of a story yet untold. Or to put it another way, this is a fantasy. But can it truly be dismissed?
Yeah,
as
I'm gonna
if
skip
in
this. Sorry,
his
as much as I
fantasy
love
moved
hearing you, I need to get to the
confines of imagination? Would you call it a more than wishful thinking? More.
We can go to Register. Valhard. Not be able to change its difficulty. It would prove. I guess there's not much that changes. Hey, it's the intro again. I guess not much changes. The story starts over again.
Well, at least they didn't figure out our mission.
Are you alright?
Oh man, we're back to Makoto Tuki, as the fandom calls it. Ah,
Think we'll
back to
make
where
it?
it all began.
Let's go.
144 HP. I don't think we have any. Okay, our money is still here. We're rich, and our mag is also still. That's nice. Ah, a little too. He's sad that we're leaving. No, I don't want to leave, but it's over. But yeah, the game is officially over. Ah, it's gonna be sad, but hey, the memories are still there. As for what my next plan is, I did say I was gonna make a few videos, but as for what I will stream, I am still considering it. Considering, you know, the next month is December, and if I stream any game out, it's probably gonna be one that I not gonna be investing as much time as I did with Metaphor, because like, you know, it's December. I do want to, like, you know, take a break and enjoy Christmas for a bit. But I'll let you guys know. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. It's me, your personal Evis boy toy, Kurayoshi Tommy, aka Tommy Darkstar, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.